Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Sean from techro.webs.com, user.com/smp. Just want to let you guys know I am recording this off of my mytouch 3G, not my Canon PowerShot 3500 IS. So this is not HD. This is nowhere near HD. But now that I got that out of the way, disclaimers to a few websites real quick. Samsung, HTC, Google image search, which contains a multitude of images, and also phonearena. So now that I got that out of the way, on to what you guys are, what you guys are seeing on the screen. This is another ongoing part, and I should say part 2 of the HTC Evo 4G versus the Samsung Epic 4G. Both are 4G phones that are coming to Sprint, or should I say Sprint? Wow, I can't even spell Sprint. Just scratch that out. Probably a fail. I'll probably add that in the annotations. Put Spirit. But anyways, this is another ongoing battle into that series. So anyways, I'm gonna show you guys some more content into that. I know that you guys are requesting some video on the last video I did. I did it pretty poorly, so I'm gonna, redo this again. So this is the Evo 4G on HTC's website, and that's how you spell Sprint, S-P-R-I-N-T. Good. Now I'll know not to spell Spirit. Okay. So anyways, this is the descriptions of it. Basically, it's pretty nice in terms of thickness. It's decent, but it's nothing like an iPhone 4 or a Samsung Galaxy S, excluding the Epic 4G. And dimensions, though, the length and the width is pretty big. It's running Android 2.2 Froyo. That's a new update that's coming to the Evo 4G right now as I speak. With a 4.3-inch WVGA TFT LCD capacitive touchscreen, which is pretty decent. I mean, it's displaying, I believe, 262,000 colors, so that's not bad. But it's no AMOLED or Super AMOLED for that matter. One neat thing right here, WiMAX. That's 4G on Sprint's network. That's I believe a typical 3 to 6 megabits download and a max of 10 megabits download. So expect to be getting around 2 to 3 megabits download speed, which is pretty fast. Where I am, my download speeds on T-Mobile's 3G network are around a good megabit, a little bit above that, I guess. So anyways, 8 megapixel camera with autofocus, 2 LEDs worth of flash, 720p video capture, and a 1.3 megapixel camera on the front with VGA video capture. So those are both pretty nice numbers, and does it equate to quality? I'll get to that a little bit later. So anyways, micro SD card for your memory, even though it does have 1 gig of ROM, 512 RAM. That 1 gig of ROM isn't going to do you as much good as a 16 gig of internal flash memory, or 32 that you get on the iPhone 4 and Samsung Galaxy S devices. Wi-Fi 802.11 B and G, no N here according to HTC, and Bluetooth 2.1 with EDR and A2DP, GPS, 150 milliamp battery, or 15,000 milliamp battery. I'm sorry, I'm messing up. HDMI out, WiMAX, and a few other things that are nice there. And as you can see, the Qualcomm Snapdragon QSD 8650 1 gigahertz processor. Now this is not the typical model number of your 1 gigahertz processor. That would be the 8250. This is the 8650. But the only difference, even though there's 100 or 400 numerical difference between the two, the only difference is this one's CDMA with WiMAX and the other one's GSM with HSPA. Or HSDPA. So anyways, this is phonearena's little spec teardown basically showing everything that I said here. Now it says 65,000 colors, but since Android on 2.0 and above have support for for 260 or anything more than this 65,000 colors. Even my mytouch has 262,000 colors, but it's only showing 65,000 with the donut that it has on it. So anyways, so it leads me to believe that it's probably 262,000 because HTC hasn't even put out an official number for that. Android 2.1, that was basically showing me, basically everything I read to you guys before. Nothing too interesting here. So anyways, let me go on to the Epic 4G, and I'll run down its specs. I would do it off the Samsung website, but because the phone is not released as of yet, they have not even released the specs on the device, so that's kind of a bummer. So anyways, pretty much the same thing, eVideo Rev A WiMAX, which is the 4G for Sprint. It's a slider. You can see 14 millimeters versus the Evos. Okay, so 0.5 inches versus the Epic 4G's 0.56, and that's gonna equate to about 13.2 millimeters on the Evo side and 14 millimeters on the Epic side. So a little bit bigger there. Surprisingly, 155 grams on the Epic, and if we actually look at the Evo's weight, 170 grams. The Epic comes packing a full physical QWERTY keyboard, and the Evo 4G doesn't, and the Evo 4G still weighs a good 15 grams more than the Epic 4G. I hope that those extra 15 grams equate to quality, not just sheer heft. Super AMOLED panel. This is big, B-I-G big. Super AMOLED. I'm glad I spelled that one right, or I said that one right. But yeah, it's Super AMOLED. Basically, it's going to give you the best color reproduction. I know I went over this in my last video. I have a 3D 55-inch LED Samsung TV. It blows that out of the water. This Super AMOLED panel is as good as it's going to get in terms of screens. Sony has OLED panels. Currently one for sale at Best Buy and Magnolia. That's the only OLED TV currently available, and that's only on 11 inches. It's not even HD, and it looks better than Samsung's $8,000 9000 series LED backlit LED. So that's pretty nice there, and it gives you about 17 million colors. So that's a lot of colors. Nothing pretty much different here. 1,500 milliamp battery, 512 RAM and 512 ROM, so you don't get that 1 gig of ROM. But what you do get is you get 16 gigs flash memory, so you have a 15 or 16 gigs to or about 15 gigs to work with after all of that other data is put on that some of that flash memory. You have a 1 gigahertz processor. Now what's different about this is that this is Samsung's ARM Cortex-A8 Hummingbird processor, which tends to have better benchmark numbers than Qualcomm's offering, and I have tested this speed. You're gonna get better benchmark numbers, but in terms of equating to regular speed, maybe not. Anyways, it looks like I'm gonna have to draw this part 1 to a close. I'll talk to you guys in part 2. Don't forget to look at this part 1 or part 2 that's coming up soon. Anyways, this is Sean from techtrade.webs.com. Use the /SMP. I know I'm kind of stopping in the middle here. I have a little bit over 20 seconds to work with now. Now it's under that to put the little close to part 1. Anyways, before I do something stupid, this is the end of part 1. Don't forget to watch part 2. Really, you owe it to yourself. Don't forget. Goodbye.